Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about relationships. Every person is a world to explore. Thich Nhat Hanh. Setting expectations. The village of the ashram forests. The village of ashram fosters camaraderie, being there for each other, serving each other. Dan Bittner, the co-founder of Blue Zones, an organization that studies regions of the world where people live the longest and the healthiest lives, saw that the worldwide need for this kind of community. In addition to diet and lifestyle practices, Buchner found that longevity was tied to several aspects of community. Close relationships with family, they will take care of you when you need help, and a tribe with shared belief and healthy social behavior. Essentially, it takes a village. The circle of love. In a community where everyone looked out for each other, I initially expected my care and support for other monks to be returned directly by them. But the reality turned out to be more complex. During my first year at ashram, I became upset and I approached one of my teachers for advice. I'm upset, I say. I feel like I'm giving out a lot of love, but I don't feel like it's being returned in kind. I'm loving, caring, and looking out for others, but they do not do the same for me. I don't get it. The monks ask, why are you giving out love? I say, because it's who I am, the monks say. So then why expect it back? But also listen carefully. Whenever you give out any energy, love, hate, anger, kindness, you'll always get it back. One way or another. Love is like a circle. Whatever love you give out, it always comes back to you. The problem lies with your expectation. You assume the love you receive will come from the person you gave it to. But it doesn't always come from that person. Similarly, there are people who love you, who you don't give the same love in return. He was right. Too often we love people who don't love us, but we fail to return the love of others who do. I thought of my mother, who would always drop whatever she was doing to take my call. If she were to pick up the phone, the first person If she were to pick up the phone, the first person she would reach out to would be me or my sister. In her heart, she wanted to talk to me pretty much all the time. At the same time, as I might be frustrated because someone wasn't responding to my texts, my mother was sitting there thinking, I wish my son would call. I wish my son would call me. So when we think nobody cares, we need to check ourselves and realize that the love we give out comes back to us from a variety of sources and in more general sense. Whatever we put out will come back to us. This is the example of karma. The idea that your actions, good or bad, bring the same back to you. When we feel unloved, we need to ask ourselves, am I offering help as often as I ask for help? Who is giving me without receiving anything in return? A network of compassion. Monks believe different people serve different purposes, with each role contributing to our growth in its own way. We have peers for friendship, students to teach, and mentors to learn from and serve. These roles are not wholly tied to age and experience. Every monk is always in every phase of that circle. Monks believe that these roles aren't fixed. The person who is your teacher one day might be your student the next. Sometimes the senior monk would come to classes with young monk like us sitting on the floor listening to the new monk speak. They weren't there to check on us. They were there to learn from themselves. The four types of trust we have. In ashram, care wasn't reciprocated. We often expect too much of others when we don't have a clear sense of their purpose in our lives. Let's consider four characteristics that we look for in other people we allow in our lives. You will recognize these people. Most of us know at least one person who falls into each of these categories. Competence. Someone that has to be competent if we are to trust their opinion and recommendation. This person has the right skill to solve your issue. They are expert or authority in their area. They have experience, reference, and or high help rate. Care. We need to know a person cares if we are putting our emotions in their hands. Their care means they are thinking about what is best for you, not what is best for them. Character. Some people have a strong moral compass and uncompromising values. We look to these people to help us see clearly when we aren't sure what we want to believe is right. Consistency. People who are consistent may not be the top experts, have the highest character, or care most deeply for you, but they are reliable, present, and available when you need them. They have been with you through highs and lows. Nobody carries a sign announcing what they have to offer us. Observe people's intention. Observe people's intentions and actions. Are they in alignment? Are they demonstrating what they say they value? Do their values correspond with yours? We learn more from behaviors than promises. Use the four types of trust to understand why you are attracted to a person and whether you are likely to connect as friend, a colleague, or a romantic partner. Ask yourself, what is my genuine intention for getting involved in this relationship? Make your own family. We should have same standards for ourselves. We should have same standards for our family as we do for every. We should have same standards for our family as we do for everyone else. And if the relationship is fraud, we should have same standards for our family as we do for everyone else. And if the relationship is fraud, we can love them and respect them from a distance while gathering the family we need from the wider world. This doesn't mean we should neglect our families, but forgiveness and gratitude comes more easily when we accept that we have friends and family, and we have friends that become family. Feeling connected at some level to all humanity can be positively therapeutic for those whose own families have made their lives difficult. The human family. As Gandhi said, the golden way is to be friends with the world and to regard the whole human family as one. The group we establish for learning, growth, and shared experience, like families, schools, and churches, help us categorize people. These are the people I live with. These are the people I learn with. These are the people I pray with. These are the people I hope to help. But I didn't want to discount someone's opinion or worth because they didn't fit neatly into one of these circles. Aside from limits of practicality, there weren't certain people who deserve my attention or care or help more than others. A well-known poem by Jean Dominique, a well-known poem by Jean Dominique Martin says people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. These days, there is a small, consistent group of people with whom I am closest, but that doesn't change the connection I feel to all the humanity. As so, I ask you to look beyond the people you recognize, beyond your comfort zone, to the strangers and people you don't understand. You don't have to befriend them all, but see them all as equals with equality of soul and the potential to add variety to your knowledge and experience. They all are in your circle of care. Be realistic about your friendships. Identify whether the person is a season, a reason, or a lifetime friend. Trust is earned. Trust means we believe that a person is being honest with us, that they have our intentions at heart, that they will uphold their promise and confidence, and that they will stay true to their intentions in future. There are stages of trust. Dr. John Gottman, one of the nation's top marriage experts, wanted to find out what makes couples get stuck in ongoing conflict instead of resolving it and moving on. He examined couples from all over the country, from a varied socio-economic and ethnic background, in a variety of life situations, from newlywed to expecting parents to the families where one spouse was deployed in military service. Across the board, the most important issue to all of these couples was trust and betrayal. The language they used to describe their issues varied a bit, but the central question was always the same. Can I trust you to be faithful? Can I trust you to help with housework? Can I trust you to listen, to be there for me? According to studies, Dr. Bella D. Polo, people are dishonest in one-fifth of their interactions. 77 college students and 70 people from the community at large were asked to keep track of their social interactions for 7 days. They were told to record all their exchanges and to note how many lies they told. I know what you're thinking. What if they lied about lying? To encourage honesty, the researchers told the participants that there was no judgment involved in it, and that their responses would help to answer fundamental questions about lying behavior. They also sold the experiment as a chance to get to know themselves better. In the end, the students reported some level of lying in one-third of their interactions and the community members in 1 out of 5 interactions. No wonder so many of us have trust issues. Rick Wilson, co-author of Juggling a Book by Its Cover, Beauty and Expectation in the Trust Game, says, we found that attractive subjects gain a beauty premium in that they are trusted at high rates, but we also found a beauty penalty when attractive people do not line up to the expectations. When we equate likability or appeal with the trust, we set ourselves up for a huge disappointment. It's better to have a neutral trust than to trust someone for wrong reasons or to trust them blindly. So there are various types of trusts. First is neutral trust, another is contractual trust, another is mutual trust, and another is pure trust. If we were to graph the number of people you trust at each level, the result would probably look like pyramid. A lot of people at neutral trust, fewer people at contractual trust, your close circle as a mutual trust, and only a handful at the top level purest trust. No matter how dissatisfied you are with your pyramid, do not report people without reason. I want you to feel grateful for the people you can trust and to feel honored by those who trust you. If you have neutral trust for someone, that's cool too. Accept people as they are and you give them the chance to grow and prove to be more. We set ourselves up for long-term trust when we let it evolve naturally. Thank you.